You're moving into new parameters of the existence of yourself in the third dimensional realm where that is concerned. Each and every one of you are now moving into a new focus of self where that is concerned as you now move into your month of May of the year of 2017, the year of fully recognizing your truth, remembering your truth, seeing your truth, standing in the powerfulness of that truth and knowing that you exist within that truth. You live within that truth where that is concerned. And what we are here to bring to you today, to speak to you about today where that is concerned, is when you move into that truth and you begin to recognize that truth, you begin to see that truth, and you begin to speak that truth. It is now, dear ones, about the impeccability of speaking that truth, the impeccability of your word. When you speak your truth, when you speak the essence of you, when you are being the essence of you and you speaking out into the world, are you speaking through integrity? Are you speaking through impeccability of that word where that is concerned? Are you being your truth? And that, dear ones, is the reason why we continue bringing you these messages where that is concerned, so you can move into the beingness of your truth. Move into releasing separation from your truth. Move into releasing duality from your truth. This is my truth. Yet, because of the veil, the mask, the shroud that is around my heart space, the way in which I should be or present myself to the world, yes, my truth is there, but will they accept me for that truth where that is good? Will they love me for that truth? You see, dear ones, that is what is transpiring in your third dimensional realm where that is concerned. Can you speak your truth and know that you will be loved for that? You will be loved for who you are. Many are now beginning to realize their truth as you have moved through you're on a monthly basis, your year of 2017. But what is most important now, dear ones, as you are rediscovering your truth, remembering your truth, seeing that truth, feeling that truth, the question we have for you is, are you ready to begin speaking that truth? Are you ready to begin to be that truth? And within that, dear ones, there's an impeccability and an integrity of that, which raises your level of resonance and vibration. Because, dear one, in the beingness of you, you are being in the integrity, impeccability of you, where that is concerned. Truth is integrity. Truth is impeccability. But many now who are rediscovering and remembering the truth of who you are, the truth of your beingness, the truth that is peace, community, harmony, equality, intimacy, and love. Can you speak that, dear ones? Can you move to the precipice and begin to speak your truth? Or, when you are ready to speak your truth, feelings come up, quite possibly the fear of speaking your truth, because of the judgment and shame that still resides within you. Will I still be loved by others if I speak my truth? Impeccability, integrity. Can I speak my truth to others? What are you feeling, dear ones, now that you move into the depth and breadth of your truth, and quite possibly are being mirrored back to you untruths? As you move deeper within, dear ones, and discover and remember your truth, you will then, dear ones, see the full illusion of the untruths perpetrated outside of you, in the third dimensional realm, in the macrocosm of that, and quite possibly in relationships that you are having with others outside of yourself. It is time now, dear ones, as you begin to approach, dear ones, your halfway point of year of 2017, is to recognize all of this. Recognize if, in fact, you are ready to speak your truth, and quite possibly resistance comes up inside of you to speak your truth. Why is that? Is there judgment and shame? Is the question, will I be loved? How will I be perceived outside of myself now that I'm moving from the cocoon-like state, quite possibly of following herd consciousness, and seeing that herd consciousness is simply that, following the mythical and deified leader? We will lead you to the promised land. Where do you see that in your life? Are you ready to step out from behind that veil and simply be who you are and speak your truth in all honesty, truth, impeccability, and integrity of it? What is transpiring in each and every one of you, dear ones? You're moving into a period of time in your month of May, dear ones, where it is about moving into a depth of compassion for self as well. So we bring all of this up to you, dear ones, to simply illuminate if in fact any of or all of this is transpiring within you. So as you move through your month of May, dear ones, you will begin to feel the impetus to speak your truth, to speak your honesty, to speak your beingness of self, to move into the beingness of you. Many are just scratching the surface. Many are quite on that pathway there, and many are there in the full beingness of who you are. As you stand in the full beingness of who you are, opening your heart space to the world, quite possibly feeling vulnerable, feelings of betrayal quite possibly are surfacing for you. Be there. Allow yourself to be exactly where you are, and know that if you are ready to speak your truth, if you're ready to be your truth, and deep-rooted feelings come to the surface, the fear of speaking it, allow it, dear ones. Because if in fact your intention is to move in the full beingness of yourself, knowing that you are loved for the full being of you, and then speaking your truth to the world outside of you, whether it be to the masses of the world outside of you, or just the person that you meet right next to you, it is time, dear ones, to pay attention to those feelings. Because those are the feelings, dear ones, that you have long avoided. Those are the feelings that have been suppressed and repressed within you. And when you look outside of yourself, as we have been speaking to you about looking outside of yourself to see how you are triggered outside of yourself, many are realizing that what they are being triggered by is the untruth. But they're quite not knowing that in their mental body. So the question we have is, what are you feeling in this moment? So your month of May is about moving deeper into feelings. If you are ready to speak your truth, if you're ready to be in the moment of who you are, quite possibly these feelings are moving to a crescendo within you. And you quite possibly are feeling anxious, unnerved, angry. Be with these feelings, dear one, because as you move deeper within the depth and breadth of your heart space, to reveal and remember your truth, and begin to have the impetus to speak it, begin to have the impetus to be it, feelings will come to the surface. And these feelings quite possibly will be loud and clear to you. These are the feelings that you have suppressed and repressed. With those feelings are energy, and you will feel that energy moving within your body quite possibly. Quite possibly feeling it in your solar plexus, quite possibly feeling it in your throat, as if your throat may be constricted when you would like to speak your truth. The energy needs to move, dear ones. So within your month of May, as you move stridently, assertively, with the impetus, with the intention, that it is time for me to be who I am and speak my truth, you might begin to experience all that we had just explained to you. So with compassion as well, allow yourself to be there simply, dear ones, because this is part of the process. The process that you are moving through in your year of 2017 to move to a place of standing in the powerfulness of speaking your truth. And we bring up powerfulness because it is important, dear ones. It is important to understand your powerfulness. So as you move into the depth and breadth of your heart space and open your heart space to begin to speak your truth, dear ones, ask yourself, how does that make me feel? And begin to acknowledge those feelings. Do you feel powerful? That you have moved from a cocoon-like state, a docile state, based upon your conditioning and what you have been taught to quite possibly be seen and not heard. Move along with the pack, with the herd, simply to get along with others, not stand out. Don't call attention to yourself. It is not about that, dear ones. It is about moving deeper within and celebrating the uniqueness of you. The uniqueness of you as you stand as a God-force being in your earthly plane in the third dimensional incarnation of you. You are now beginning to connect, dear ones, with the Christ consciousness, the God consciousness. It is always important, dear ones, to keep that in mind. Open your heart space, dear ones, to the wonderfulness of you. As you move through your month of May, many will be feeling once again and experiencing once again highs and lows, the light through the shadow through the light, the roller coaster of life. At one point, you move to a crescendo that you're at the top of the hill, the top of the mountain, at the peak, saying that I can conquer everything. And in the next moment, you will move into the shadow. This is simply part of the process, dear ones, to allow yourself to know that as you are at the highest point of life in your life, and you move into the depth of the shadow, in many ways, dear ones, you are still alive and can move through this standing in your truth and your power. Because as you move into the shadow, you are simply moving to a place to begin to clear that which needs to clear from your mental, emotional, and physical body. And allow yourself to be in those places when you are there. If you allow yourself with acceptance and compassion, you will move through the shadow in divine perfect timing. And then you will move to the light. And as you stand in the light, feel your feelings. Allow your feelings. Speak your truth. But it is most important, dear ones, to always remember that as you are in the shadow of life, you can speak your truth and the same truth as well. Open your hearts, dear ones. Shine your light upon the world, dear ones. You're at a point, at a crescendo of your life, an intersection of your life. Many are looking to the right, many are looking to the left, some are looking behind you. And if that is you, dear one, quite possibly you are looking behind you at the comfort zone of the old. Michael, I just want to be comfortable in life. I want to move back into the comfort of what I know. If this is you, dear ones, ask yourself, what do I know in that comfort? Do I know isolation? Do I know separation? Do I know duality? Do I know lack, limitation, and struggling to survive life? Many do. But if in fact, dear ones, you are moving on a step-by-step process deeper within the depth of your breath of your heart space, moving on a committed path of a personal process to fully reach the divinity of you, to understand the divinity of you, and within that divinity, the uniqueness of you, you are then, dear one, moving into a powerfulness of that. And it is beholden upon you as a light worker, as a way shower, as simply, dear ones, an ambassador of God, to shine your light on the world, speak your truth, and be who you are.